Alright, so I figured I would start this video, and this is going to be a way for me to remind myself. Sometimes I forget that I have borderline or generalized anxiety disorder. The trichotillomania is always obvious because I can see it directly. The borderline, I don't completely understand. I've gotten some understanding to it. The generalized anxiety disorder, the doctor explained it to me. They explained the constant anxiety, but I don't seem to have it as bad as some do. Like, I'm not afraid to go out of my house because I'm going to get hit by a car. I don't over panic about stuff like that. You know, I do the normal mother worrying about the kids and everything else. But I wanted to be open and honest in this video a little bit more. I'm usually, like I said in one of my other videos, usually I'm all happy, hunky-dory. And in all reality, I'm a very, very, very depressed woman. And there's plenty of reasons. The no teeth, the trick, I've had a weight gain. And then I have this stuff that's wrong with me that I spent years and years and years denying. Until I finally had a mental snap, and I don't even remember that period. The doctor explained to me that I disassociated. And everybody insists that I had multiple personalities then, but, you know, I don't see anything like that now. I've showed people, you know, the scars on my wrists and stuff like that, for me trying to hurt myself. My tattoo cover-up, for me trying to hurt myself. And lately I've been in, not even lately, for the past 2 years I've been in a complete fuck-up mode. And I wound up, I'm married to that man that you see standing behind me.
Oh, they don't really see you.
I can see you.
Oh, nice. Hi.
I'm legally married to him, and he's good, and he was good to me. I mean, we had our problems, though, when I lost custody of my son. That right there put everything on a downfall. To move to Canada, I lost custody of my child, and it broke me bad, and not seeing my daughter broke me really bad. And I think we were married almost 2 years, and I said, it's over, it's done. A few months later, I wound up getting with somebody else. And for some reason, I got this extreme attachment to this guy. And this was before I knew about the borderline and everything else. And it felt like if we were to break up, like it would be the end of the world to me. And like I couldn't live without him. And I don't understand it. And this has been going on for 2 years. And it's been a back and forth with this other guy. There's nothing really going on with my husband and I because of the situation. He's just kind of tolerating me. And I can't believe he can, but he does. I've been fucking up so bad, more or less. That's why I think sometimes I get in my pulling sprees with my hair, or I'm always stressed out. And as you see, I'm very, very emotional. But like the guy that, you know, wanted me, he, you know, started putting me down because I didn't work. I was a stay-at-home mom. And he went off on me the other night because I went out. Originally it was supposed to be a girls' night out, but Dan wound up driving us, and I wasn't going to tell him, well, goodbye. I'm not a rude person, so I invited him to come in with us, so I got a lot of shit over that. And he brought up how he was going to go out with one of his guy friends. I was like, but you would never take me out. Like, I never went out. I haven't been out since 2011. And he said, well, it's cheaper for me to take myself out. That was his answer. You know, why should I have to always pay for everything? Usually the man treats the woman out. But to him, why should I always have to pay for everything? And this is a person who said he wanted to be with me for always. Forever. That's how it's going to be. I'm going to be the one working and you stay at home, and you know, and I stay at home and I clean, and I take care of the kids, and I clean, and I run the whole household. Like, I'm not one of them lazy people that sit around and do nothing. I take care of everything. And then I'm the emotional supporter, the back rubber, you know. I'm very, very spoiling and very, very giving. I do have fears about working. I'm afraid I'm going to screw up everything. Or because of all the lovely meds I'm on now, that I'm going to wind up passing out at work because of being tired. My anxiety gets really, really bad. There's all kinds of things that scare me. And it scares the hell out of me. He can't seem to understand that. And he just kept putting me down and putting me down. And I finally told Dan tonight, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't understand it. I heard with borderline, sometimes we'll find one person, sometimes it happens, that we'll get so attached to that they mean the world to us. They're everything. And without them, it feels like it's the end of the world. And don't mind him, he's just looking for a few things. Me and him have already talked about all this.
Finances as usual.
We were talking about all this, and I said, I don't know why I feel like this. I don't. Because logically in my head, this person isn't treating me that good. You know, putting me down about lack of money, or, you know, taking me out too expensive, or making up any of them reasons and saying that kind of stuff to me is just a put down. He's like, well, I want you to be up here. I want you to get a job, start at the bottom and work your way up and up and up. But he seems to forget that I still have these other conditions that I have to focus on. My mental health, and getting certain type of jobs. Like, if I were to work at McDonald's, per se, I would have an anxiety attack bad, because I would screw up something. That's why I won't go for waitressing. I always didn't mind waitressing, but I'd have troubles remembering the order. And with my mood swings up and down, it's really, really hard to tell sometimes day from day on how I'm going to be. Like, you see me right now, I'm very, very emotional. I've got a lot going on, and I'm crying and crying and crying. Like, when he came and got me, I've been gone all day. Nobody knew where I was. I just kind of left, and I was a wreck when he got me. And I said, you know, I just can't do this anymore. I can't. So I made this video as a reminder of all these things that are being said to me, and all the excuses that I'm hearing from it.
He's a piece of garbage.
It isn't right. We don't need your input, Dad.
Sorry. 2 years of this bullshit, though?
But I don't know if it's because of the borderline or what it is. Like I said, I don't completely understand. But it almost feels like the end of the world if I'm not with this person, and I don't know why. I do not know why. Because after everything that's been said to me and everything else, like, the last things he said to me before I left was, well, I don't want somebody that, you know, I more or less have to pamper and babysit and take care of and everything else. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Because when I did live with him, I pampered him and took care of him. All he did was go to work and come home and sit down. I cleaned, I cooked, cleaned more, picked up after him, did all his laundry, took care of my kids. I did everything. He didn't have to come home and do a thing. He would come home to dinner on the table. And if that's doing nothing all day, then I don't know what the hell that is. And he couldn't even fully recall all that. It was like it never existed. It never happened. Or I went over to his apartment to visit, and I wound up cleaning over there because it was a mess. And that's not my job because I wasn't even living there, but I've still done it. But I'm not good enough to take out, you know, to go out and spend some time with the hangout or whatever, get out of the house. And that's how it feels. And I don't know, it's just a very, very big mess. I wanted to get it all on video right now so I can rewatch this for myself, to remind myself for why when I walked out he said how I have no backbone, and I told him I do have a backbone now. And I said, and he goes, well, how? I said, because I'm saying bye, because I'm done with it. And he's just like, peace out, whatever, you know. That's just like shit I don't think I need that in my life. He's had his moments. He seemed very, very sweet and everything else, but he lacks empathy towards others. And there's just a million and one other things. Like, we're complete opposites in some areas, and in other areas we were fine, but our views on this kind of stuff, I'm very old-fashioned, I'm traditional. I do eventually want to start working, but I want to get my head straightened out first. That's a little bit more important. I mean, I've been seeing the doctor for a year now, and I'm gradually trying to rebuild up my self-esteem. And I don't know, the mood swings, I'm still having them really, really bad. So the Seroquel, the 100 milligrams of Seroquel at night and the 50 milligrams during the day is not really helping. I've been on the Effexor now for a bit, and I'm at the 75 milligrams twice a day on Effexor, and I'm still suffering really massive depression. I've sat all week thinking about knives and, you know, just killing myself and ending it because I'm sick of the pain that I feel like I'm constantly going through. But I know it's just in my head. I know it's because of what's wrong. And I remind myself of that, and I remind myself for every reason I have to live. And then, so I'll side focus off to something else, like my tattoo. I'm getting my shoulder one finished on the 15th. And on the 20th, I'm getting one done. I think it's going to be on this side, all through here. And it's going to be a Chinese dragon. And my tattoos are a resemblance of me. Like my lotus, the lotus means, you know, growth. You know, growing, you know, overcoming the world, overcoming obstacles. And that's what that means to me. The dragon, the Chinese dragon, resembles strength. And that means a lot to me. The lilies, they just happen to fit on my arm really well and looked really good. And they cover the scars really, really, really good. I have the best tattoo artist probably in Moncton, so I'm really happy that I have him. So that's my way of kind of coping with everything, is through the art like that, or doing my videos or photography. And I think I'm going to start focusing more on that stuff and my family here. And not so much on the person who is, you know, helping bring me down. And I don't even think he fully realized it. I don't care if he did. But right now I'm trying to sort out why I feel this way. So if anybody else has these experiences and these issues, I would love to hear some replies, because I feel so alone with it. And I feel so awful. Like, I don't know why I feel like this. Because logically in my mind, okay, we have different views on this. He's entitled to his opinion if he wants a woman who works and you go hap on the tip, you know, at a bar, going out for dinner or whatnot. He's entitled to that. But he knew that's not who I was 2 years ago when he met me. That really wasn't fair, but, you know, whatever. But the way I feel and everything, that's where I'm thinking it's more abnormal. To be that clung on to somebody, to get these over emotional, feeling like it's the end of the world, really, really depressed. Like when we started fighting at the beginning of the week, I kept myself on my pills, and I swear to God, I was probably, I think I did a video already, I was taking 100 milligrams of Seroquel during the day, 100 milligrams at night, clomazepam, the Effexor, just to get myself numb so I didn't have to feel. As long as I didn't have to feel, then I didn't have to hurt, and I didn't have stupid thoughts. And that's to me where I'm showing, okay, that's abnormal. So if anybody else goes through any of these experiences, I would love to hear something back. It's something I don't talk about much, is the borderline, because I don't completely understand it. I don't completely understand the disassociation. Like, they've tried to explain it to me, but everybody insists when I was disassociated that I had, like, other personalities. Like, it was not me. And then I have the doctors tell me, well, there's no such thing as multiple personalities. It was all you. You just disassociated. So I'm really confused on that. But I have a nice chunk time frame that's all black to me. Like, I'll get some fuzzy here and there's on things, but other than that, I don't remember anything. I don't even remember when I started really remembering. I'm sorry if I'm itching my face. I'm allergic to something and it's breaking me out. But, I don't understand it. I'm trying to understand, you know, and that's part of the reason I made my YouTube channel and everything, is to, not just for me to help other people understand, but maybe for others to try to help me understand what I'm going through and why I'm possibly going through this. Obviously, you know, I'm going to go into further discussion with my doctor about this, because I can't be walking around thinking about, you know, how good a knife would be to my wrist. Obviously, I cannot be doing that. Am I going to do anything? No. So I've got enough strength in me to where I know I won't do anything. I know I will probably have the thoughts, and I talk myself right out of them because I know it's not normal. I know it's just something in my brain that's putting it there. So other than just being, you know, completely distraught and upset, I wanted to make this video to remind myself that there are certain things that I need in my life, and there are certain things I don't need. And what I've been going through is something I don't need. you know, I'm just not the right person. For some reason, I have these overwhelming feelings, and they're not correct. And I need to keep that in my head more than anything. And I figured if I didn't put it on tape and tell myself, because anybody can tell me 1,000,001 times over, this isn't right for you, this isn't healthy for you, and I will not listen. But maybe I'll listen to myself if I have to repeat a video and watch it again and again and again to re-sink it in, you know, the tears and the emotion and not understanding, to where I can get to an understanding for why I was like this. The only other time I've had something like this happen is when I was with a guy for 6 years. And it was back and forth, and he treated me so badly. And I just kept going back for more and kept forgiving, and I had the same type of impulses. It just felt like the end of the world and everything if we would break up, and it was not healthy. So I know this here cannot be healthy at all. And I need to have myself in a healthy situation so that I can get my head more straight and I can do things correctly. So hopefully maybe if there's anybody else out there that goes through this and maybe can explain it a little bit better, and understands borderline a little bit better than I do, that would be really useful. I could probably use the help with that end. The trick, I'm getting pretty much under control. I pulled a little bit, but not much. Like I said, I can hide it. There's no bald spots up there. I'm trying to keep my hands off. Despite all the anxiety and stress right now, I've already taken my medicine. I'm just kind of waiting for it to bring me down and calm me down. So if anybody else knows anything about this, yes, please, you know, feel free to message me or make a video and give it to me. Send it my way, because I need as much understanding as possible. And if anybody else who's going through the same thing that I am, know that you're not alone, and know that slitting your wrist, cutting yourself, hurting yourself over any man isn't worth it. I know how it feels. Now I told other girls this. I know how it feels. And in all reality, it isn't worth it. That should tell you right there that there's something psychologically going on that isn't right. And I'm at least aware of it. It's just getting to the understanding, the whys, and the resolving it is where I have to get, to where I can get myself on the correct track. So just keep all that in mind, and I'll keep updating my videos. I'm going to be working on photography and everything else, so hopefully how my mouth dries out, the medicine. Any of us on the medicine knows dry mouth. But hopefully everything will mellow out with me soon, and I'll be back to my perky self again and everything else, instead of, you know, drugged out and depressed and, you know, all that good stuff. But I'll be talking to my doctor Monday and seeing what we can do and try to get me stabilized a little bit more. In the meantime, I'm going to look up stuff on borderline. So everybody take care.